The Buffalo Bills have a preseason game, the last preseason game. It's about ready to play some real football. This Saturday, tomorrow, versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Bills are not going to play any of their starters during this game, which is fine, because we need to figure out who's going to make the roster. And these are the three players I feel like really need to show this Saturday, or I'm going to be watching, about making the roster, or where they're going to be on the roster. So, first, let's go to two position spots. Is like sort of an honorable mention that we have to watch as well. We have to find out on safety who is going to play safety. Taylor Rapp is pretty much in there as one of them, but who is the other safety? So we'll be watching the safety position. We also, especially in this preseason game, need to watch special teams and more of it about who's returning and who is covering kicks. Because if you do well in this game in particular on special teams, it really may mean you are making the team in the long run. That could be the final straw if you're contributing on special teams that can get you on the roster for the 53 men for the season. So, the three people I'll be watching. I need a linebacker to step up. I know that a lot of Bills fans are looking for Buffalo Joe. Joe Andreessen played great last week. Hopefully he plays great as well. But the player I am going to particularly be watching is Ulofoshio. He was drafted this year by the Bills, and he got injured in training camp, or I think in one of the preseason games he hurt his ribs or his side. So he hasn't really been able to show what he can do. So this game is the one where we need to see what he can do and see if he belongs on the roster and where he belongs if he does make the roster. So Ulofoshio is one of the players to watch. Another player to watch is Shavers, our wide receiver. You know, he looked fantastic during camp. He's very tall. He seems to catch everything. He does contribute on special teams. We need a fifth wide receiver. MVS injured. Claypool not even on the roster anymore because of his injury. Let's see if Shavers can make the team as our fifth wide receiver. The other position I'll be watching closely is center. You know, Alec Anderson and Cedric Van Pran-Granger will probably be splitting time at that position this week. Will Clapp got a concussion. He's in concussion protocol, and the starters aren't starting. So we are not going to see Connor McGovern. So what I would like to happen, what I hope happens, is that Cedric Van Pran-Granger has such a great game that he'll become our backup center. And this is nothing bad with Alec Anderson. I love Alec Anderson. But I want him to become the tackle eligible, the extra tackle out there, the guy that declares himself eligible before plays and becomes an extra blocker, basically. So I want Alec Anderson to focus in on doing that job and not worry so much as center. Let's get Cedric Van Pran-Granger to be the new young center. He was drafted this year out of Georgia. He's looked good in camp. He's looked good in the preseason games as he's moved up the depth chart. And I want Cedric Van Pran-Granger. So let's see what he can do this game. And hopefully they'll show Alec as that tackle eligible as well, get him some reps in at that. So those are the three players that I really want us to focus on this Saturday. And the Panthers are going to play their starters. I think that's a very good thing for the Bills because these guys that we're not sure about making the depth chart or where they fit on the roster on the depth chart, you know, they're going to play against starters. So it's a legitimate test instead of who they might face otherwise. I know it's the Panthers starters. You know, that's a whole nother subject. But I think the Panthers playing their starters is a great thing for the Bills because they're going to get legitimate reps for those backups and the guys that are fighting for roster spots or where they fit on the roster. So with that, I say, go Bills! And always remember, God loves you, and so do I!